So, I think I've gone live now. Yeah, I have, because I just... Greetings, denizens of the internet! You can call me Nitro Indigo, and welcome to part 2 of my riveting Monster Sanctuary livestream series. And once again, I am accompanied by a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi there, my name is Backset, and Nope, that's it, that's the intro, that's it, that's all you're getting.
Okay, should I wait for more people to start watching, or should I just get started? No, actually, why am I asking these questions? Well, it's still, like, technically I've started this a minute early, so... Anyway, let's get started. So, in the last episode we went through the mountain path and now we've entered the Keeper's Stronghold. First of all, I'd like to talk to some of the guys here. This is the Keeper's Stronghold, home to all the monster keepers. I added an extra word there. Welcome, Keeper Aspirant. That's a rank if you forgot from last week. And here we've seen a couple of monsters, this including one we haven't encountered in the world yet. Dub-dubba! Here in the Keeper's Stronghold, monsters live alongside humans. We raise them to be our friends. A monster raised by a human would never attack a human. Or would they?
That sounds like foreshadowing.
Usually champion monsters are very rare, but recently they've been seen in all regions of the Sanctuary. Okay, so there's a lot of areas in here. Most of them aren't really plot important, so I only really ever go to them once, but... Here's a thing. Hello, fellow keeper. Are you aware of how the execution part of the rating system is calculated? Yes. We've gone over this like twice already. Did you know that the buff-debuff rating not only counts how many buffs and debuffs you applied? It also grants additional points depending on how often enemies took poison, burn, or congeal damage. We haven't encountered congeal yet. We probably won't for a while. My preferred strategy is to stay defensive and let my debuffs do the job. And that's something I quite like about this game. There are lots of different strategies. You can be active, you can be passive, but you can still be good at the game. Utilising the combo system properly is the key to get a good rating in combat. Do you need a reminder of how it works? No. I think the most important thing as a monster keeper is finding the right diet for all your monsters. Okay, this is mainly just tutorial stuff, but it's cute, I guess. And there's another treasure chest up here. This is staff. What monsters should I give it to? Because none of these, my special attackers really use really need critical hits. Always think about having enough supplies. You never know what kind of dark times might be ahead of us. I think. Anyway, in order to progress the plot, we need to go this way where we get all the shops. Well. Yeah, there's actually, well, not all of the shops in the game, but all the shops here. What do you think, Backset? You've gone quiet. Backset, are you okay? Where have you gone?
Alright. I am here. I am alive. Good.
I'm gonna get a wall.
I'm trying to match up I am trying to match up the footage with the... Actually, hold on. I think settings playback speed. I think if I double the playback speed, it should be.
Oh well, obviously even with low latency, there's going to be a bit of a delay. Also, anyway, I just got a wand for Magma Pillar to raise its defense, or Caterpillar. And this is a skill resetter. It might come in useful. We've already got one, but it wouldn't hurt to have another. And here are some delicious foodstuffs. It is now the time of day where we can enjoy this delicious banana, however it goes. I'll give you some more mana.
I was just enjoying this delicious banana.
Okay, specifically, there's this other YouTuber I watched who's been on my channel before called Tessellating Hexagons, and he used to do these videos where he read out Tumblr posts, and in one of them he was reading out one which mentioned like fruits and times, and one of them was this long-winded one where it's now the moment in our lives where we enjoy this delicious banana. And that's
incredible.
Oh, here's an important person. Hey, Rookie, got your first monsters? I don't know why she's American. Be careful! A lot of strong champion monsters were spotted recently. Oh gosh, I can't do this.
As an American, I can confirm that all women sound like this.
The cause of all this hubbub is unclear, but I'm determined to get to the bottom of it. Anyway, this section of the stronghold is probably the way you're going to be spending the most time. There's this guy. Want to help strengthen the stronghold's monster army? You can donate eggs you don't need to the stronghold. We will raise and train them. You will get a compensatory reward for each egg you donate. Additionally, you will increase the monster army's strength with each egg you bring in. When the monster army reaches a certain strength, you will receive special rewards. Basically, this is just a way to get rid of monsters you don't want and get rewards in the process. And you can also donate whole monsters. I usually just donate duplicates. And this...
Feed them to the machine.
Oh wait, I do have a duplicate egg, so I can donate that. And this guy does upgrades, but I don't have that many materials, but let's see. Also, I think this is the only like monster catching game which has equipment in this style. With like in your stereotypical RPG where it puts some equipment to boost stats at varying amounts using addition. I remember the first game I played that had stuff like that was Children of Mana, and I just thought it was really pointless because the only difference between each of the weapons was the amount of stats they added. They didn't have any bonus effects. Children of Mana is a very pretty game, but it's also very tedious, and I'm not sure which items to upgrade. I think I might as well start the ones that are being equipped first. I usually like to use my familiar for the whole game, so I'm probably going to focus on the wolf's equipment. I just noticed some of my team members don't have any equipment.
How is this wolf holding this kunai? I don't understand.
The same way Amaterasu does in Okami, although I was also picturing it holding it in its mouth, so that was a lot of "it's" in that sentence because English is hard. Now, I was going on about this game having repetitive dialogue in the last stream, and now look at me.
You give the wolf the kunai and it turns into a frickin' furry.
I'm trying to think of which ones I should upgrade. I mean, I probably got enough to upgrade all the main weapon equipment item things. Most of the main weapon equipment item things. You'll be able to buy some upgrade materials later, but we can't do that right now. So, I'm going to donate a magma pillar egg, feed it to the machine, and haven't got the reward yet. This is a teleport stone. We could go back to the mountain path, but I don't really see the point. And there's also... This is the Keeper's Tower behind me! Okay, why does everyone have this voice now? Only true Monster Keepers are allowed to go inside, and we can't really... we can't really do anything there yet, so I'll go later. It's where all the strongest Monster Keepers go to train and fight each other. You could even fight against old champion monsters that you've already defeated. I can't wait to be a Monster Keeper myself. I already know exactly which monsters I want to have on my team. Well, I don't. Every time I play through this game, I always just end up changing my team multiple times. In fact, I was just playing this game the other day, trying to 100% complete, or at least get all the encounter all the monsters in a randomizer playthrough. Unfortunately, I got stuck on one of the bonus bosses.
Oh no.
Also, I didn't read out these people's dialogue, it's not really that interesting, but what is interesting is...
They're just dudes, they're just guys, they're just
around... People. It's the library, first of all, but we'll spend more time here later, so... Also, I wonder why I always wonder why there are like these jars here. What's in them? What are they for? Why are you keeping them in the library?
Liquid knowledge.
That feels like
It's
something
the brains of past scholars.
I was gonna say that reminded me of something out of Harry Potter, but then I realised I was thinking of The Sims 3. Anyway, this is our parents. Oh, Indigo, how are you getting along in the wilds by yourself? Her voice changed like 3 times in that one sentence. You want to become a keeper, master? You know me and your father both are only keeper rangers, so don't pressure yourself too much. Oh, who am I kidding? I know it's pointless to argue.
See, it's not Pokemon because you have a father.
What about in the Hoenn games, though? I know it's pointless to argue with you once you've set yourself a goal, and that's what makes us so proud of
Exception
you.
to the rule.
But never forget to keep your monsters healthy. I mean, Norman is kind of a deadbeat, so... Hello, daughter. How are you doing in your endeavours as a monster keeper?
I will not accept this character assault. This attack on Norman's character.
You want to reach the highest ranks of our order? A good goal. Your grandfather became a keeper dragoon, and that's the second highest rank in the order. So we expect no less of you. Ha 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 ha. But never put yourself or your monsters in danger, in unnecessary danger. You hear? Well, isn't that kind of the whole point of this game? Take this with you on your journeys. Yep, every time you gain a new rank up, that gives you free stuff. Who should I give the brooch to? Or should I just be patient and not use it? I don't know. Also, yellow equipment are ones with like... Also, if equipment has yellow outlines, that means it has additional effects or raises a lot of different stats. Basically, it's the best equipment. Oh, I didn't go up there.
Let's see.
And this is the place where you can change your clothes. I played through several playthroughs without realising you could do this. Or maybe this was added in an update, I don't really remember. If anyone's watching, maybe I could... Do you think which one I should use, or should I just choose the one I like the most? Personally, I like the black and pink outfits the best.
Black and pink outfits are both really good, I agree.
Yeah. I'm going to choose that one, then. What's kind of annoying is that the skin colours are tied to the clove colours. Because clove is
weird.
Singular of
Why
clove.
would you do that?
Yeah, it always feels weird that clove is a mass noun when it's like already as if it was a plural anyway. Yeah, now we just gone back there. This is the sausage room, I guess. Or more specifically, it seems to be where they store all the food. Because it's got barrels, I guess. All people eat here are sausages, wine, and
yes.
nondescript balls of something. And whatever these things on the chain are. Garlic.
Yeah, that looks like garlic to me.
Spoilers, there aren't any vampires in this game, so... Anyway,
Guess they just really like they're gonna have some garlic flavored sausages.
I mean, I'm sure that's a thing somewhere. Anyway, this is the plot progression now. Halt! This path leads to the eastern parts of the sanctuary, the stronghold dungeon, and the ancient woods. The monsters in these parts are unruly beasts, nothing like the blobs and rockies of the Keeper's Trail, even though a lot of the monsters, especially in the ancient woods, are the same as the ones of the Keeper's Trail. Come back what you've beaten 3 champion monsters and reached the rank of Keeper Novice. So, he can't go there yet, so instead we'll have to go the other way. Oh,
Damn.
so this one first.
First, you artificial roadblock progression.
This exit leads to the Blue Caves. Other keepers reported that they spotted some champion monsters down there. It's like, that kind of reminds me, ever since I first played The Legend of Zelda Diminished Cap, I've always preferred like games where the roadblocks are like, you need an ability, but you can't cross here until you get a certain ability or item or whatever, instead of the plot-based, oh, you just can't go here because reasons ones, because they just feel less artificial. It's like, it's weird because it's not like I think every game needs to be non-linear. Some different things work for different games, but I guess maybe I like Metroidvanias more than I think I do. Except Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, because to be honest, I think having a Metroidvania where it is you can only have one ability active at a time and it is ridiculously easy to lose it is a terrible idea. I mean, it was the first Kirby game I played, so it still has a special place in my heart, but anyway. Hello, fellow Spectrum.
Everyone has that one game that like just kind of sucks, but it holds a special place in their heart.
Hello, fellow Spectral Keeper. Ahem, I'm Will Hequet. I probably pronounced that wrong. Keeper of the Spectral Toad. And you must be Streamdigo. Did you hear the rumours? They say there's an unusual amount of champion monsters around. Mysterious, isn't it? Wouldn't it be awesome if we managed to hunt one down? That would grant us quite some respect in the keep. But it's not called the keep though, it's called the Keeper's Stronghold. I know that a keep can be a name for that, but about to say is I was thinking, trying to think of like a fantasy something where I've seen the word keep before, and I'm thinking of either Wings of Fire or a Zelda game, but I can't think of anything specific. Perhaps I might even be able to discern the cause of the rise in champion monsters. Might be an unnatural phenomenon. I hatched my first monsters only recently though. I studied monsters and such for some years, but I still have some troubles. So I think we should support each other. The two other spectral keepers have an advantage on us. Leonard is a bit older, so he already gathered some experience. Julia started as a monster keeper at a very young age, so she has more experience than us as well. They're both already keeper lancers and we're just keeper aspirants. That means they're 3 ranks above us. But since there's so many more champions around than usual, we might catch up with them eventually. Here, this monster journal might help you. Don't worry, it's a spare one I've got from my grandfather. You received the monster journal? You may view it in the menu. My grandfather created these journals. They have a lot of empty pages, but these pages will be filled as you find and collect new monsters. It's magic. We don't have to explain it. Hey, what are you doing in here? It's dangerous in the blue caves. Don't you have any grasp of what's going on? I, Leonard of the Narasimha bloodline, because I can't talk today, will take care of these champion monsters. It's not the right task for some rookies. We will see. I don't know what my voice just did just there. It sounded like it cracked. Let's see, is there any... I still don't have anyone in the chat. Fool! Something tells us that
they really want us... these are clearly the characters they want us to, that they want us to attach ourselves to.
Something tells me that we should watch out for Will. Leonard, on the other hand, I hope that you will suppress him in rank at some point. Wouldn't hurt his ego. Honestly, like, the other Spectral Keepers kind of remind me of the rivals in later Pokemon games. Like, you know, you have multiple of them and they're not all antagonistic towards you, and they're more like the ones who get the character development because you're a silent protagonist who can't do anything besides be overpowered because protagonist plot armor. And the power of resets as well. That was a very long-winded way to explain it. And honestly now the power of resets is just making me think of Leonard's Inception, and oh, we've got another viewer.
Got 3 viewers, it's incredible.
And I think 2 of them are you and me.
2 of them, yeah, that tracks.
There's 3 of us, just 3 of us. Look closely.
And then there were 3.
What is the line, and then there were 3 from? Is it from the nursery rhyme, and then there were none?
I don't know.
Also the namesake for an Agatha Christie book, which originally had a different title, which I am not going to repeat. It actually originally had 2 different titles, and they were both racist, so...
Oh, wow. Yes, I am, yeah, okay, those are names.
Yeah. Also,
those are names.
I'm an uncultured swine who actually hasn't read any Agatha Christie novels. Because I might have mentioned this before, I don't actually remember, but I find it really hard to enjoy anything that was made before the 1980s. I learned this in English literature, and granted, it might just be because of the way they taught it rather than because I actually wouldn't click with it, but like, in high school and 6th form, which is what you do from ages 16 to 18, basically, the only, out of all the stuff I read in English literature, the only stuff I liked was like Perfume, The Story of a Murderer, The Handmaid's Tale, The World's Wife, Blood Brothers, all of which was like written in the 80s, and the only thing older than that I enjoyed was A Christmas Carol, but everyone likes A Christmas Carol, so...
Not enough people have actually, like, read A Christmas Carol. And it's really frustrating, because it's actually a really good book that is severely misunderstood.
Also, I might have said this before on my channel, but it's probably been a long time, but I actually prefer the CGI A Christmas Carol movie over the Muppet Christmas Carol. Like, I like the songs in the Muppet Christmas Carol, but it feels like they gloss over some things, and the pacing's a bit weird as a result. And also, Gonzo and the Rat and Rizzo never shut up. There you go, there's my spicy hot take for the week.
No, yeah, that's a terrible take, I'm sorry. We can't be friends. Our friendship is over.
Friendship ended with Nitro Indigo. Kermit the Frog is now my new best friend. Oh, that reminds me.
If Kermit the Frog offered to be my best friend, I would take that offer.
Oh, that reminds me though. The other day, I read a news article about how some scientists discovered a fossil amphibian and named it Kermitops, which means Kermit face, because it looks a bit like Kermit the Frog, apparently. Also, I like Rocky's skill set in theory, but in practice it just feels like his stats are way too low for it to be good, which is a shame because I like monsters that can heal things in this game, because you can rack up damage ridiculously quickly. Also, I don't like how in certain cutscenes afterwards your following monster is automatically reverted to your familiar, and I forgot to raise that one. Oops. There's some puzzles in this game which I always just seem to forget no matter how many times I play it, or always find tricky. Especially ones we'll be getting to later, and I'm going to try going through all the areas in the order which I think the game wants you to do them. Also at one point I want to read out the monster journal entries because they're quite long, they're not like just a couple of sentences like in most games of this sort. Oh, I still need to raise it up. When I was low, you picked me up. I can't remember. Rise me up, lifting me higher. Also,
yeah, I don't know what song you're singing, I'm sorry.
That's Raising Me Up from Sonic Rush.
I didn't play Sonic Rush.
Oh, I thought you had. You told me to name the cat Zerka Blaze.
Listen, I like Blaze. I've never played her game. I
mean, to be fair, I didn't actually know anything about Blaze when I was a kid, because the only really Sonic ever really played was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series as a kid. I didn't really play any of the main games until I was like an adult, because I was a Nintendo kid. And I know there were Sonic games on Nintendo consoles during my childhood, but I just didn't play them. Riveting, I know.
I mean, I didn't start playing Sonic games until, like, this year, last year, a few years ago.
And I didn't play any Zelda games until I was 10, and I didn't know any people in real life who played them, so I felt really awkward about it. Which I know sounds quite young, but considering I've been into Pokemon for whole my life because of grammar, it felt like a big deal at the time, because I always thought Zelda games were for big grown-up boys and girls, because here at on this channel we are gender neutral.
Adult humans.
Although sometimes I do say, like, it's for big boys sarcastically when I see people trying to make something they like seem way more edgy than it actually is. Like, people saying that their favourite kids show isn't really for kids, especially in, like, those Pixar circles, which they would have those really pretentious people saying, oh, these Pixar used to make movies that weren't really for kids. Kids would never understand these dramatic and emotional scenes. Like, I see people say that.
Or maybe that the point is that kids would understand the scenes, because the scenes were supposed to communicate.
I've seen people say that kids wouldn't understand the prologue of Finding Nemo, but like, I understood it as a kid. Nemo is Marlin's last surviving son, and he's upset about his wife dying.
I don't remember the prologue of Finding Nemo. I don't remember anything that happens in Finding Nemo.
Well, it has been a while since I've seen it. I mean, last time I watched it was with DVD commentary, then I got bored, but I know the plot of it from watching YouTube videos, and also because it was from the classic Pixar era and everyone knows about those. Well, not literally everyone, but a lot.
I know the plot of Finding Nemo, but I didn't realize there was a prologue where... I mean, I was really young the last time I watched it, so of course I don't remember anything.
It's like how I watched Cars 2 in cinemas and then completely blanked it from my memory. Like, I couldn't remember anything about it.
I respect that, honestly.
And then I became obsessed with it as a teenager, partly because I was going through a phase where I just wanted to try out new things and be contrarian and think it wasn't really that bad. And,
well, your choice was Cars 2.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a good soundtrack, and I also bought the art book for it, and it does have some pretty good concept art. But yeah, I'm just
There is a car pope. I will not get over that ever.
Yes. Oh, have
There
you
is
seen
car Christianity.
Have you seen the Unlucky Tugs review of all 3 Cars movies? Because it's
no.
it's really funny because like basically during the section on Cars 2 he goes on a rant about how it just raises too many questions by basically showing parts of the world that the first movie just ignored because they would raise too many questions, and one of the things he asks about is the car pope. And then he shows an image with it that says Car Jesus, they crucified him.
Jesus Chrysler.
Stand back and watch how a rail keeper manages a wild monster. This is turning into the voice I used for Peril the Charmander back in my Red Rescue Team Let's Play. It's funny because like when I do videos like this on Cuff, I tend to just use the same few voices over and over again, but I have quite a vocal range. Like sometimes when I'm bored, I like to talk to myself in this bad Scottish accent. I don't know why. Another glorious victory, haha. And I like to roll R's when I'm talking to myself as well because I just find it fun to do. Like, Styvia! Or, really? Is that true? With a line you may recognise from one of my YouTube poops. If you watch those. With not just you back set, but also anyone who's watching. Either live or...
The one person, the one other person watching.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really sure about what to do with my YouTube poops, because like, I like making... Oh, I should have chosen the monster with an earth attack. I'll switch real quick. Oh, give me an opportunity to use loud. Forgot I named it that. Because like, I like making YouTube poops, but they're also just... I don't know, like the hardcore... Well, the hardcore's a bit of a weird word, but like the people who talk to me on Discord regularly don't seem to be that interested in them, but they get decent amounts of views, so... I mean, I am trying to keep branching out.
Yeah, it was never really my kind of genre, personally.
Yeah. I mean, I've considered branching out into more subjects to cover, but the thing is that I lack the motivation, and also I'm not really sure what exactly. I've got too many ideas. Maybe more dinosaur train ones, maybe one based on this really cringy pseudoscience video, which I don't hate myself enough to rewatch, so maybe not. Who knows?
God, having motivation, that must be nice. What's that like?
Honestly, I actually don't have motivation a lot of the time. I guess and I feel like if I just don't have the muse, the spark, or whatever you want to call it, for a project on a given day, I just don't force myself because it's just going to make me feel miserable. And maybe that's probably not the best advice for procrastination, but I'm just one person. I can't do everything. I am not a therapist. Please do not seek me for medical advice.
Our lawyers advised us to say this. Don't take advice. I mean, honestly, I'd say, like, honestly, I don't have the motive. Just not doing it isn't that bad advice. Like, if it's not immediately urgent and necessary, and you don't have the motivation to do it, then I guess just don't.
I remember once at school we had this whole, like, this special guy come in to talk about procrastination, and he said it's easy to procrastinate on things that don't have a deadline. So sometimes I try to, like, basically set deadlines for myself, or, like, just...
Well, I don't know what bullshit he's on.
Deadlines, but, like, try to just, like, give me an estimated time, like, oh, like, for example, one of my YouTube groups, Duncan Rude's Christmas, I kind of procrastinated on that for a while, and then I just quickly did it on, like, Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Eve, because I realised, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get it out for Christmas, which meant I had to delay What Is a Dinosaur anyway, but I still got that out by the end of the year, literally.
It's so easy to procrastinate, though. Like on something with a deadline.
At the moment, there's this My Little Pony fanfiction, which I'm trying to write the 4th chapter of, but I just can't bring myself to, because I just don't have the interest at the moment. But I keep worrying I'm letting people down, but nobody's actually complained at me, so... I have a very fickle muse, as some overdramatic people might say.
I mean, the thing about it, it's like... I mean, one, it doesn't matter if you're letting people down or not. you're not being paid for this. You don't owe anybody anything about when it comes to fan fiction. And on the other hand, the reason nobody said anything is partially because we've developed this cult. We've turned. This is just me getting into rambling, branch territory, but that the culture around fan fiction and fan art has gone from. It's turned into a very content consumption-y thing. People don't interact with fanfiction anymore.
They just read it and move on.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe I don't
nobody...
really. Like the heyday of fanfiction is definitely over. You won't get one fanfic spinning a bajillion spin-offs by various authors anymore. But on the other hand, there's like I still see people draw fan art of fanfictions like Medicated, which I talked about last time on the Tumblr blog, where people sometimes submit fan art.
I've never seen, like, people don't comment on fanfiction as much as they used to. It's...
Maybe. I think that's true. Like, I think the reason I don't get many comments on AO3 is just because I don't write about the kind of stuff that's uber popular on there, like shipping or things that are live action shows. Honestly, I don't watch many live action things because I just don't. There's not really a particularly
neither do I.
to it.
I prefer cartoons mostly.
Like, the only live action shows I really watch are Power Rangers, Doctor Who, and QI. That last one is non-fiction, and I don't want to write a real person because it just feels weird, and also because I just don't want to.
I like people who write real person pics are so weird to me. Why would you do that? That's a real person you're writing about. Like, that feels like you're crossing a line.
I mean, that's kind of what historical fiction is, but then usually when a lot of historical
They're
fiction
dead,
is about people who've been not just dead but long dead, so they don't have an estate that's around to complain or like. I know this is only tangentially related, but I've heard that the reason why the Tarzan world was only in the first Kingdom Hearts game and never returned is because the book's author's estate claimed the rights to it, so it's not in the public domain, so they couldn't use it. Also, we got some new monster eggs. I think
that is the reason, yes.
Yeah, we got a Frosty, and I just associate the word Frosty with the song Nasty Majesty from Splatoon 2 Octo expansion because there's a line in there where it just sounds like Pearl is shouting Frosty! Frosty! Over and over again. Because that is exactly what she sounds like. Oh wait, I didn't name these. What's the name for the monk? That I could. What name could I give the monk? We could name the Frosty later.
He's just a monk. That's it. That's it. That's his thing. He's a monk.
He's just a monk. He's just a guy.
Just a monk. Just a monk. Yeah, just a monk.
Before,
yeah.
But in like games like this, I always find very humanoid monsters kind of weird from a moral standpoint. It's kind of the same reason why, like, you don't really see great apes in captivity as much as you used to. Because it just feels like they're too human-like, and it just feels wrong. Anyway, I'm just gonna give a bunch of
this is just a guy, though. Like, it's one thing where it's like with Pokemon, they at least kind of make an effort to make it look like a creature, but like this is just a guy.
Oh, it reminds me of the page image on TV tropes for humans, which is the trope for that, and like it has a basic, and it has like it's from a webcomic where someone just says, is it Thunderous?
But this is just a guy.
So it's just a dude. Anyway, we've got the double jump boots, which I almost pronounced wrong, and that's going to be very helpful because now we can get to places we couldn't before, and it's also one of the few upgrade items in the game. Most of your abilities come from the monsters. We also got a level badge, which allows us to instantly level a monster up, but we've only got one to use it for. Actually, should I maybe switch out my party? Like, I've used... Like, Frosty has a very similar moveset to the Spectral Wolf. I'll think about it. And we could... I always like to have at least three monsters with each element on my team, so I can have coverage. What a strange door. It feels a bit ominous to be standing right in front of it, doesn't it? My instincts tell me that there are some dangerous monsters lurking behind that door. Judging by the sockets surrounding the door, it seems like we need 5 particular round objects to open the door. I think it's a door. We're still just at the beginning of our journey.
Man.
I have a feeling we'll come back here and open this door eventually. Don't worry, I'll be there with you to brave the unknown. Anyway, what were you saying?
I said, man, I wonder if this is a door.
It's kind of like how in I'm just trying to see in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers where like you're on the beach and the partner is telling Dusknoir about the player's dimensional screen, and then like there's this whole sentence where like the partner mentions the player's name in every single sentence, and then then there's a description box saying the player told the insert gendered pronoun here name to Dusknoir. And it just makes me wonder if they had control codes for gender, why couldn't have they used them in the preceding dialogue? Actually, the partner doesn't use the player's name over and over again. They just say, my partner. Slight correction.
Yes. My partner.
If you don't know, control codes are basically variables that you can use in video game text to basically make certain text appear depending on player input. So, for example, different pronouns for different genders or different names for nameable characters. Sometimes they bugged, like in some Spanish translation of a Final Fantasy game. There's a Legends of Localization article about this. Speaking of which, I wonder what happened to Clive Mandolin. I haven't heard anything about him in months. If you don't know, Legends of...
Who's Clive Mandolin?
So Legends of... He's a professional translator of Japanese to English stuff, and he did the Mother 3 fan translation as well, or at least he was in charge of it, and he has a blog called Legends of Localization about video game localization. He's also known as Tomato or Tomato, I guess, because he's American. He also, when he was applying for Square Enix, he wrote a fanfic. Oh wait, I just realised there's a gap underneath this platform that's a square. I don't think that's supposed to be there. But anyway, when he was applying for Square Enix, he wrote a fanfic where some Final Fantasy IV, I think, characters go into the real world and the 2 staff members of Square Enix wet themselves. Huh? Who are you then?
I respect that. I want to have... I want...
He posted an article
That's
about
the level of guts I want.
Might be dangerous to continue in this direction, especially for such a young one. That was a strange one. I think I've seen his mask before, but my dementia makes me forget things. Or rather, but my memory forgets a little foggy when I try to remember something from another century. Might be worth investigating.
Can't believe a plague doctor is here. He's gonna...
That's a champion monster. I don't think I'm ready for this. I have an idea. I'll stay at a distance to study its behaviour. Done. Ooh, I like battle theme. Oh, I could have chosen a monster, switched to a monster that had another monster had fire attacks, but oh well. I'm just gonna have these 3. Well, I focus on the battle of
Minotaur.
Fill the silence. Oh, it's not a Minotaur, it's a Mini-Taur. And there
That's
goes
clever.
Blaze.
That's clever.
I think that was the first knockout of the playthrough, but I can't remember everything that happened in the last stream, so...
Please. Not Blaze, how dare. Avenge our cat.
I know you want to stop and... Oh gosh, this is really not going well, but it's gone now anyway, so... Also, like, what exactly is... The knockout animation in this game is really weird because the monster, like, dissolves into sparkles. Are they, like, going to become one with the ether or the force or something? I know obviously the real reason is so this game can have a low age rating, although I don't know what the age rating is because for some stupid reason Steam doesn't list age ratings in the UK. I know it does in America, but not here. Wow!
Monster Sanctuary.
You did it! You are braver than me.
Age rating.
I thought I was prepared for it, but once I saw this champion, I felt paralysed. By the way, did you also meet this suspicious person earlier? Who is this suspicious person? Well, I don't know who he's talking about, but still. You two are still here? Did you find any champion monsters? Yes! Indigo just defeated one by herself. What? You must have confused it with a regular monster. The champion must still be around here somewhere. What a big-headed guy! Anyway, I will go back to the keep and try to find something out about the suspicious person we met. Meet me at the library at the keeper's stronghold. Before we do that, I think I'm going to explore some more. Well done, Indigo. That was your first real challenge as a monster keeper. Who knows what else you are capable of? What were you going to say?
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the age rating is 7+.
Okay.
In the EU.
That's what I expected. Also, something I found weird as a kid is that sometimes video games would have BBFC ratings, which is the age rating classification system for movies in the UK. Even though PEGI was in use at the time, and I never understood why. It's like...
I'm trying.
And like even before, I actually think I've only seen games in the post-PEGI era with that, because like I've never seen a game like obviously in the UK before there was PEGI, the age rating system was called ELPSA, and when I tried to Google it once before, I just misspelled Elsa. But the age ratings were similar to PEGI's, but not quite the same, and PEGI was introduced in 2003. Also, did Sega invent the first video game age rating so they could have Mortal Kombat, or have I just made that up?
First video game age rating. Video game content rating system. A video game content rating system is a system used for the classification of video games based on the suitability for target audiences. Most of these systems have associated with
Thinking about maybe switching out Mint Aero, but I'm not sure. Any advice, anyone who's watching? At one point the viewers went down to 1 and now they're at 3, but so I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Very, very good question. Who knows?
Why are there chains hanging from the ceiling? Is this supposed to be connected to that other room earlier? I don't know. Why is video game level design? How is video game level design?
Why is video game level?
Who is video game level design? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego and other American shows?
How is video game level design?
I've got to wonder if there's like any video games where the whole design ethos was to make the levels not look like levels. Maybe some Team Eco game, but I've never played them. Oh, hello, K3 Ketches, how are we supposed to pronounce that? What is Kerwuffle? Kerwuffle, whatever.
That's someone I know from Tumblr. Hi.
Anyway, I was trying to say, like, there's someone in my Discord server who's another YouTuber I've collaborated with called Fabulous Fish, who really likes Team Eco games, which is like Shadow of the Colossus and all that.
I tried Shadow of the Colossus. I couldn't finish it because I felt too bad.
Honestly, I'm hesitant to try Shadow of the Colossus. I've talked about this on Discord before because it just feels like it won't live up to my expectations, because everyone talks about how it's amazing it is, and also because I watched Ridiculous's review of the remake and that has loads of spoilers in it. So, and also this is
I tried and I felt too bad for killing all the monsters.
Yeah. Also, this is Tengu, considered by many to be the worst monster in the game, but I kind of want to use it just to see if it's actually that bad. And there's a secret here, and you can tell because there's a gap on the map. Sometimes hidden walls aren't marked, which reminds me of when I first played the Minish Cap. I got really stuck on Mount Kreml because I didn't realise there was a hidden wall. There was a wall you had to bomb that wasn't marked. I got so frustrated that I think that I restarted the game several times. Have you played the Minish Cap? And here's some deep...
I have played parts of it.
And here's some deep water.
Through a,
Well, Frank's going to be very good for Wolf. It doesn't raise the crit chance as much as the previous item, which is why it went down, but the attack and magic boost is going to be great. We can't go down here yet. In fact, there's a lot of stuff we can't do here yet. I don't even think we can get to that treasure chest yet, but we will eventually.
I think the ESRB was actually the first video game rating system, believe it or not.
Okay.
Huh. At least from what I'm gathering here. Huh, Canada uses it too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, Ketches, I'm just going to pronounce it like that for now in the chat. Oh wait, I just saw the post saying that's how you run the comment you would say you would pronounce it. A Tengu is a bird-like monster from Japanese mythology that has a long nose, and it's what Nuzleaf from Pokemon is based on. I think there's some Tengus in Okami as well, but I haven't played the original Okami in full, so I don't know.
Yeah, I have played the beginning of Minish Cap up until like Bati first appearance on like, you know those sites where it's like they just have a bunch of ROMs emulated. And
being a pirate is
no, it's not a pirate. I mean, it is a pirate thing.
Do what you want because a pirate is free. It has been a long time.
But you know those sites where it's like you play the ROM in the site. For some reason, they have an emulator in the
Oh, is it like the pirated version of cloud gaming?
Sorta, yeah. It's like you'll look up like, oh yeah, play X game for free, and then you play it like a flash game.
Okay.
In browser.
Hello, fellow traveller. Oh, you're a monster keeper, aren't you? How many champion monsters have you bested so far? 3, which means we can enter the stronghold now, or stronghold dungeon. Not bad. Me? Oh, I have some monsters of my own. All right, but I don't mess with champion monsters. I'm just a wanderer, exploring the different regions of the sanctuary. Sometimes I find some treasure.
Why is his monster a wet cat?
It's not wet. It's made of wax. And it's also a dragon, apparently. Tell you what, you keep doing the good work. These crystal shards will come in handy when you're deep in some dungeon. These crystal shards are special items, but you can use them to return to the teleporter stone to keep the stronghold at once. Farewell then, I wish you all the best on your adventure. And no, I'm not joking about the cat being a dragon, but we'll be able... It's actually what it's classified as in the game, but we won't be able to get one of those for a long time. I think now might be a good chance to read the monster journal. Also, it automatically registers all the spectral familiars as obtained, so that's convenient. But do you want to read the wolf's description? I mean,
me? Read something?
Read it together, but you could. I must say you could read it out loud if you want, but then I'd have to still move the page across, and there's because of the delay. In Tales from the Old
Now you read.
In Tales from the Old World, the spectral wolf is described as the most cunning of the familiars, and he was said to be the guardian patron, or patron, however you pronounce it, of the snowy mountains and dark forests. As with all the other spectral familiars, Wolf was revered and respected too, but his relation to the people of the Old World seems more complicated. The dark forests of the wolf were feared and avoided, but at the same time, the shamans called on the power of the wolf to protect the newborns from warlocks and other dark influences. So I guess the idea is that all the spectral familiars are based on animals which have a lot of importance in various cultures around the world. Does anyone know of any culture where wolves protect newborns? Because I don't. It'd be nice to learn something. History. Since the creation of the Monster Sanctuary in 0 AC, we'll find out what that's short for later, the spectral wolf has been spectral familiar of the Veles bloodline. In modern sanctuary folklore, the spectral wolf is said to be a friend to strangers and those who prefer the company of beasts to the company of men, who would rather stay in the wilds than in the warm halls of the Keeper's stronghold. Keepers of the spectral wolf aren't seen as particularly warm people, but they are respected for their keen judgment. Thanks to their perceptive and logical nature, they are often called upon to decide on matters of dispute among residents of the Monster Sanctuary. Because text formatting.
That's just a whole page dedicated to 2 words. Incredible.
Yeah. I kind of like the blobs one as well. I'm probably not going to read all of these because then my voice will wear out, but gelatinous, amorphous, transparent, semi-solid, slimy, blobs. That sounds like an advertising slogan. Many keepers don't think much of them, but it should be noticed that there were several high-ranking monster keepers in history who employed a blob in their team of monsters. Keeper Master Duncan even once called his blob his most trusty and steely companion, although it might have been in jest. And honestly, I just associate the name Duncan with the Thomas Cinematic Multiverse character. And I was going to say that line.
I associate the name Duncan with Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. It's funny because there's a Thomas and Friends episode called Dunkin' Duncan where he falls into a mud pit. I use a clip of that in Duncan Ruins Everything. And I saw an edit of the title card for that, not a title card, but an edit of that episode screenshot where some of the engines are holding Dunkin' Donuts cups.
Yes.
It is tradition for the monster keepers of that family to manage a farm of blobs just west of the keeper's stronghold. Oh, so is old Baran related to him? I didn't really pick up on that before. The blobs were denizens of the Monster Sanctuary from the moment it was created. Curiously, there are no known stories of the blob from the old world. Could it be that the magic that was used to create the sanctuary somehow brought the blobs into the world? Are they just a random byproduct of the sanctuary, or is their existence linked to the nature of the sanctuary, again with the repetition? Nobody knows for sure, as the scribes for that era didn't seem to assign the blobs much importance. They took the blobs for granted, and perhaps it is best for us to do the same. The notion of a hidden realm that is only inhabited by blobs is generally seen as ridiculous by most monster keepers, again with the bad formatting. Oh, and I see.
Foreshadowing is a literary device in which.
Okay. Yep. Anyway, here's another champion. I think I'll take this one, but I'm gonna see if I think my team's decent enough for this because I know
Purple dude.
It's a spectre, or as I like to call it, a spooky, scary skeleton. Because it's a spooky, scary skeleton.
It's a spooky, scary skeleton.
Yeah. It's weak to magic and it's resistant to debuffs and physical attacks. And also, spoiler alert, there are other varieties of blobs in the game, but we'll get to them later.
Exciting. There was
But also I just realised the thing about the Spectre's weaknesses kind of reminds me of the point I was making earlier, because like the mechanics seemed simple because there was only 4 elements, or 5 if you count neutral, but then you start getting introduced to monsters who have unusual weaknesses and resistances, so instead of resisting or being weak to elements, it's weak to certain types of damage instead. What were you saying? Honestly, like, Ketchers, your comment, Great Jelly Skelly. It reminds me of this monster in Gazette Beasts, which is called Jellyton, which is a skeleton in purple jelly. So, the Spectre isn't made of jelly though, it's made of ethereal flames, which aren't quite the same thing. But also pleased by Gazette Beasts.
They can be if you're not a coward. They can be if you're not a coward.
Nitro Indigo is not responsible for any damages you receive from eating spectral fire. Honestly, I might use a skill resetter because I don't think I'm going to use heal on this. Because I honestly prefer restore because it removes debuffs as well. So, yep. There are only a finite number of skill points a monster can have. So you better use them wisely. I don't know why I sung that, but I did.
You're singing it ominously like, oh yeah. Taunting us. Roast marshmallows on the skeleton and they come out whispering ancient spells.
Oh gosh. That sounds like something out of like... Honestly, that is kind of something out because that beast are like... Or that general style of British humour where you just say something really ominous sounding but you're just like, don't worry about it. Also, we got an ocarina. Or Ocarnia, as I used to think it was pronounced, because readers.
Ocarnia of Time.
I thought I hadn't activated those. Yeah, because the first time I heard that of ocarinas was in the context of Ocarina of Time, which I learned about from Official Nintendo magazine. And at the time, I didn't know what an ocarina was, so I just assumed it was meant epic or something. Also, we can't do anything about these elemental orbs yet, but we will be able to get monsters. But we will be able to activate them using monsters from Stronghold
Epic
Dungeon.
of Time.
Yeah. But then, like, other people pronounce it as Ocarina, and maybe that's the correct way, but it just sounds weird to me, because it's probably just a variant thing, because I think the first time I learned how it was pronounced was in some video on the Wii's now defunct Nintendo channel, where they had, like, people from Official Nintendo magazine talk about upcoming games.
Oh god, now I feel old, because I remember the Nintendo channel.
I remember Official Nintendo magazine. It ended in 2014, just before Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were released.
God. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are my beloved.
Honestly, I kind of always liked how Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were more like, weren't just a faithful remake! Especially in hindsight, but also just, I always liked them because they made the game feel more cinematic than they could have originally, instead of just slavishly following the original's cinematography, word for word, as much cinematography as you can have in a top-down video game, you know what I mean. Yeah, we can't really do... There's a puzzle down there that wants some treasure, but we can't really do anything with it yet. Oh, and here's some more orbs we can't activate.
I've been meaning to frickin'
Or like how they address criticisms of the original, like how you never fight the opposite gender player character with a fully evolved starter.
I've been meaning to do a video, like, I know, incredible, Backset actually doing videos. I've been meaning to do a video on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, or at least, like, some of the characters.
If there's a gap in the market...
Oh god, we can't see anything. Yeah. We've gone into the void.
There is a way to actually see things in the darkness, but we don't have that yet, so we just have to use our imagination. Sometimes honestly, now when I just see the word imagination, I think of this video, an honest trailer, but not from Screen Junk. He's just a fan channel. I think it was Squall Charles. So, but anyway, of Restless Sentai Tokuja, which is basically Power Rangers, where they have this guy saying imagination in but he's Japanese, but he's just saying the English word. I'm not trying to make fun of Japanese accents, but I just thought the way he says it is, like, the over-dramatic way he says it is funny. I mean, there was also that 8-hour review of Pokemon Omega Ruby I used to see in my recommendations a lot, but I never watched it because I couldn't be bothered. I rarely watch really long videos unless they're from YouTubers I already like, such as like Dapper Dinosaur, for example, who responds to a lot of pseudoscience. I barely have the attention span for a movie. But also speaking of gaps in the market, I was also thinking if that's what, like, the Unlucky Tug thinks that's why his Star Wars reviews didn't do as well as his usual videos, like, because there's just a million Star Wars reviews out there on YouTube already, so he probably doesn't stand out from the crowd.
It sucks. It sucks having ADHD in the era of TikTok, because now everybody blames TikTok instead of ADHD.
Yeah.
I had ADHD before TikTok was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm special.
I don't actually use TikTok. Well, I've been on there a few times, but I don't really go on there on a regular basis. But I do watch a lot of TikToks that have been re-uploaded to YouTube, mainly pet videos.
I don't watch. The only TikToks I ever see are like when the only TikToks I see, I don't have a TikTok because I'm normal and care about my mental health. The only TikToks I see are like ones that are re-uploaded to Tumblr. I don't even see the ones re-uploaded to YouTube because I just don't care about shorts.
Yeah. I mean, I made YouTube shorts because like someone I know in real life suggested that I start doing them, and then when I did a poll, like at least 5 people out of 7 said yes. I can't remember the exact numbers. It's mainly so I can do just Game Bites cover quickly because people really like those sorts of videos, even though they don't get that many views. But something people enjoy, so.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you know, they do get like.
Although they seem to have been performing a bit better. My Pal World video got like literally over 8,000 views. It's my best performing video since my Power Rangers SPD edits from years ago. I was trying to get back to the room.
I mean, that's what happens.
The teleport stone, but I couldn't, which is kind of annoying. So yeah, there's still like ranked number 1 on my views from the last 4 weeks. It's specifically the ones where I put audio of the Psycho Rangers over the A Squad, and one where I put Blue by Eiffel 65 over a clip from the 2nd episode.
Careful there, you're gonna get demonetized for that.
It's only a few seconds, so I'm not. Well, even if it is, I don't monetize my videos anyway. Although a lot of my Power Rangers related videos were blocked in several Asian countries because. Oh, I didn't nickname the Tengu either. Oh well.
Oh no.
I mean, I've also uploaded a few videos that were retroactively turned into shorts because they were vertical and under a minute long, so mostly just videos of me filming wildlife outside my house, and also, oh wait, I can't go there anyway, so that was a pointless detour. Right, there's another place which I could, actually no, I think I needed that other part. The one here. I also can't get to that yet. Also, something I find annoying is that you can't access someone's YouTube channel by clicking on their username in a live stream chat.
Yeah, that is weird. Why?
Anyway, let's talk to Will and then we'll wrap up the stream.
Yes, Will.
Oh, hey, Streamdigo, you've come at just the right moment. I think I found the clue about that masked stranger in the blue caves. My familiar had a vague memory of his mask, just as your familiar, I imagine, so it didn't take me long to find something in the archives. But first off, you know all about the old world, right? Well, I do, but for the sake of exposition, I'm going to say no. The old world is what's outside the Monster Sanctuary. Our current year, 490 AC, means after creation. 490 years ago, there was a war between the first Monster Keepers and the kings of the old world. Also catches, as I said, it's not fire, it's spectral magic fire. Just like the wolf, the toad has nothing to do with fire. The Monster Sanctuary was created during that war. Magical barriers separating it from the rest of the world. Anyway, ever since that war 490 years ago, the humans of the old world have been pursuing ways to explore all the uncharted regions of the world and learn all of the secrets of nature. They call it science. However, there are still a great number of alchemists in many countries of the old world during that time. Alchemy is an ever-changing craft. Its results are unpredictable and oftentimes dangerous, similar to magic. But it's not magic because something changing, reconstructing matter. By 200 AC, alchemy was outlawed in all the empires of the old world and even persecuted in some areas. But the oldest order of alchemists...
What could equal the value of a human soul?
Pardon? What did you say? I didn't catch that.
Sorry, no, my my brain immediately went to my brain tried to autocomplete the opening monologue from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Which one?
It didn't do very well.
But the oldest order of alchemists remained, and they fled to the Monster Sanctuary in secret. Because why is he turning into Jeremy Clarkson now? That's all I found in these archives. In the books here, there's nothing written about what happens after the alchemists came to the sanctuary. That's really odd, don't you think? There's supposed to be more books somewhere in the Stronghold dungeon, which is east of the Keeper's stronghold. We've got to do the Keeper battle training before we can go there, though. The Keeper battle trainer is in the Keeper's tower, just above this room. Oh, go ahead. Also catches, they didn't ban science, they banned alchemy. That's slightly different. Anyway, let's...
Alchemy, the science
of understanding, deconstructing and reconstructing matter. I can't remember the next sentence. However, it is not an all-powerful art. Something, what could equal the value of a human soul?
Something cannot be...
It has been a long time since I've seen
I can't remember it either. I'm stuck.
It's been a slightly less long time since I've seen 2003, though. And I like 2003. I can't really decide which one's my favourite, but 2003 was the first big boy anime I watched, so it holds a special place in my heart. And it's also why I like the colour orange so much, because it has some very pretty lighting.
What is it with people, Ketches says, what is it with people and banning things they dislike? What if I want to make an explodey potion?
I like to read
well,
about all the
Ketches,
different
if you want to
monsters.
make an explodey potion, too bad. You can't. It's banned. Sorry.
Speaking of potions, when I said that one of the potions reminded me of The Sims 3 earlier, I was thinking about the Potion of Knowledge from the Supernatural expansion pack, which basically causes your sim to gain experience in a random skill. So now you know. I've been playing The Sims 3 lately, so that's why. This is the archive of the Keeper's stronghold. Centuries of Monster Sanctuary history is written down in all those books, but we can't read any of them because this isn't the Carnalave library. Carnalave, however you pronounce it, from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
I think it's Canalave.
Shinji Chair.
But honestly, I'm American, so I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah. Shinji is in the one from Neon Genesis Evangelion, or Evangeline as I used to think it was pronounced.
Evangeline.
Well,
Evangeline.
Reader's accent. It's like how I always pronounce status is like that, even though everyone, like, they say status is to American, well, they as in people I know in real life. But it's just, as I said, that's just how I always pronounced it in my head, and like, status just sounds weird and paradoxically to American.
No, I'm American and I pronounce it status. As far as I'm aware, both are acceptable.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time to wrap up the live stream now. Do you have any closing words, Backset?
Buy gold.
Okay. And
that's the first thing that came to mind. Okay. Just buy gold. Invest in gold.
Oh, yeah.
We can bring back the gold market.
Anyway, if you want to talk to me elsewhere, I have a link to my Discord server in the description, but I also respond to comments on YouTube, that's fine. So if you don't want to join Discord, that's fine as well. I also have a Ko-Fi account if you want to give me a tip, and next time in this live stream journey series, we'll be taking on Will in the Duel Circle. Until next time, stay interesting!